Hello friends, it's been a while and I was planning on doing like a sit down update plus wrap up. I want to clean my room because I'm looking for a book that I read for this month and I can't find it. I don't know where I placed it. I know I didn't take it anywhere, so I'm just really confused as to where it is, and I'm trying looking for it, and I literally just need to like just kind of organize stuff. And I only read 5 books for June, so it's gonna be really fast. So yeah, so I'll be cleaning while I'm talking about these books. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So my first book is 𝐻𝐻𝐻 by Blake Crouch. This is an arc that I was planning on reading last month, but I failed to, and this is coming out this July on the 19th. And I love this one. I was crying a lot, which I did not really expect because of this book. I have read Blake Crouch's Dark Matter and what's the other one? Recursion. I have not read his Pine series, which is probably his most popular, but I have a physical copy of it. But I didn't expect it to be very emotional for me. As with a lot of his books, he raises a lot of like questions about humanity because it is science fiction. It's about, you know, us developing our technology and kind of like where is that leading us in terms of our humanity. It's questions of like ethics and morality as well, which I think he does very well. So while I really enjoy that aspect of it, something that he also always includes in his books, which I think is a really great way to kind of discuss or like reflect on, you know, the morality, the ethics and stuff, is you have an emphasis on family, like just human connections. That hit hard to me, like that family aspect or family element of the book, which made me really cry. And I really appreciate this book because the premise essentially is that it's kind of set in the future where genetic modification has been kind of like a really big thing. It's kind of widely accepted and widely done, much like in a way like plastic surgery to us is starting to become, you know, much more normalized. And the main character is kind of like a part of like the government who regulates genetic modifications because of the way that it's been used as kind of like a biological weapon in a way throughout the years. And he was subjected to an experiment that kind of in a way upgraded him, made him a better like human. He has better memory, he can read a lot faster, he needs a lot less sleep, but because of that he has less connections to his emotions, and he has a family, and in a way he's like aware of the way that he's changing. And it's like in a way this is kind of like the next step to humanity, but is it really like the right step? You know, it's kind of that discussion. And again, I really enjoy this one. I rated this one 4.5, 4.75. So yeah, the next one, actually this is the one that took me so long to read, not because it was a hard book to read. It is very dense because it is also sci-fi fantasy. It's also kind of dystopian too because it's set in the future, and in the future Earth has sent out a lot of people to different planets because our planet is becoming inhabitable. It's 2 perspectives, and one perspective is from the people that have found like a different planet, a different colony. The second perspective is from the people that were sent by Earth to kind of see how this colony is doing. And it's also again a question of, you know, humans and humanity and the way that we have changed throughout the years, and how that could still kind of reflect even separated from a lot of our own history, how it kind of still is a cyclical type of thing, the way we grow and change throughout generations. But it also has elements of like a mystery thriller because there's a lot of like secrets that are being kept from each other. And this one is also an arc but this one already came out. This one came out March 8th, and I didn't realize it when I asked for it through NetGalley, but I guess it was still available by the time that I asked for it, because I definitely asked for it around May or June, and I got approved in around May too. So that's why I had just finished it in June, and I rated this one a 4 stars, maybe a 3.75. And then the one that I lost actually is the one that I read before Archangels. This one is Flowers for Alderden. This is a modern classic, and it's very short, and I've heard a lot of really great things about it. I haven't really been cleaning, have I? I have quite a few things that I do need to shred. I have my shredder here. Anyway, Flowers for Alderden. I can't believe I can't find this book, and I really love the cover. And in any case, if I did lose it somehow, some way, I'll just have to like buy it again because it's one of my favorite books of all time now. Made me cry and sob a lot. So this is it's kind of similar to Upgrade, because the main character is subjected to increase his intelligence, and he agreed to it. He's part of this experiment, and the experiment was a success, but it turns him into a genius. And I remember the blurb at the back saying it turns him into a genius, but all he wanted was to make friends. That's the only thing that he wanted to do. That's why he wanted to become smarter. And then alderden, who was the subject before Charlie, who was a mouse, starts to fade, and it's kind of like a question of, is this also what's going to happen to Charlie? And it's kind of following Charlie as he changes throughout this course of a few months. It's kind of like seeing somebody grow in like a really fast period of time and a really quick period of time, because he was very, very unaware of the way people view him, the way people kind of saw him and interacted with him. Like, he didn't really understand it, the way he was like made fun of and bullied because of his intelligence. And so when he became a genius, his relationships with these people that he regarded as like really close friends and really important people in his lives changed. And it's getting me emotional just thinking about it. He's really a character that will stay with you for a very long time. Like I said, it's really hard to talk about it without getting emotional, because I really did end up caring greatly for Charlie and seeing how good of a person that he is, and how he deserved so much more than he was ever given because of his intelligence, and, you know, the bias and the prejudices that people have against him because he doesn't have the same full grasp or understanding of the world. But in essence, he really is a good person who didn't deserve to be treated the way that he was. So look at me getting emotional. So I had really good reads for this month, even though I only had 5. And then I read the For the Wolf duology by Hannah Wynne, because I did get approved for the arc for the Wolf. And this is one of those cases again with Nat Galley that they approve you like a few weeks, or like the same month that these books are coming out, because For the Wolf came out June 7th and I got approved like a week before that, like by the end of May. And like I said, it took me so long to read 𝐼𝐸𝐴𝐿 because I think it took me like 2 weeks to read a thing. But yeah, the same thing with For the Wolf and For the Throne. It actually took me quite a longer time than I usually do. But that's because, I don't know if I've mentioned this, the reason why I haven't really been reading is because I did get a new job. And in May, I started last week of May, and June I had 2 jobs. So I had 2 part-time jobs, and it's taking a lot of my energy, because on the days I do have both, I have to drive a total of like an hour and a half every day. That's a lot. And I know some people drive that every day, and to me it's only twice a week, but still that's a lot of time. So it was a lot of transitioning and changing, and I knew that there's going to be a lot more transitions and changes happening because I am going full-time on that other job that I got this month, July. So I am full-time now, but I still have that part-time job on Saturdays. You know, I'm still kind of like figuring out my schedule, and again, I didn't want to kind of force myself to keep doing a lot of things because I was already stressed enough as it is. So anyway, For the Wolf and For the Throne. So I would rate both of these 4 stars. I really did enjoy these books, but I feel like my pace in reading it really affected the way that I enjoy these books, which is obviously very atmospheric. I do love the world, and I do enjoy the characters. I enjoy the romance. It's just that I feel like I didn't really get to appreciate it as much as I would have had if I didn't read it in the same pace that I did, if I read it faster than I did. But I still, again, really enjoy this one. One day, hopefully, I'll get to reread this and kind of like have a better appreciation of the book, because I feel like I will really like it more if I had more time to read it, or if I had like actually less time reading it and not having to read it for such a long time. Anyway, so those are all the books I read for June. I didn't get to clean a lot because I was talking a lot, but at the same time, I feel like I did really great. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I didn't really do a lot, but yeah, I will see you on the next one.